match is now officially a Judy Bagwell on a forklift match. Let's go! Broken, thankless, push you down, open.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the official MPW/NWCW preview show. Now, I know it looks a little weird because I'm here alone, and this is not how you typically see it. You typically see it with myself and PK. However, I would like to note we do have a very special guest in the house this evening, and that is the one and only, the inimitable. I think that's the thing. Like, whatever. She can't be imitated. Hold on, my computer's fighting me right now. She cannot be imitated. It is the one and only Summer Rawson. Summer, thank you for joining me.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing today on this fine evening?
I hope that they are well. The rainstorms have subsided, and hopefully the humidity dies down. But you know what will be absolute fire will be July 1st at Kudos.
It's Saturday. Big show coming to Taylor, Michigan at Kudos Tap Room. We have the Metro Pro Wrestling and Northwest Championship Wrestling having a huge Showdown collaboration show. And I'll tell you something, if I can be there, I will be there because this card is insane.
Absolutely. Well, as always, we'll get the intros out of the way. I'm Ethan James. You can find me at Jensen Collins 3 on Twitter. To my right, your left, whatever. Next to me right here is Summer Rawson. You can find her at Summer Rawson _ in almost all of her socials. And this is On a Forklift. You can find us at On a Forklift Pod on Twitter, On a Forklift Wrestling Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and I think Google Podcasts now. As well, we'll be on Twitch. This one is YouTube exclusive, so that doesn't matter. And per usual, the regular show Thursday nights at 9 on UPN. But Summer, everybody is here to talk about the wrestling event that is going to go down on Saturday night. Now, I figure we'll kick this off with a match that is special to you. You are very good friends with somebody that is involved in this match, and somebody that we will be interviewing here on a Forklift in short order. The first match we're going to talk about this evening, Maximilian, Top Gun Maximilian and Tanner Nix versus the Saint Brothers for the MPW Tag Team Championships.
Well, when I tell you that this match has not only been anticipated since they dropped their belts not too long ago, without being biased, obviously, my wonderful wrestling father, Top Gun Maximilian, is in this match, but I will say, with it being a no disqualification match, I feel like Max and Tanner Nix are going to be the two people that utilize that the most. I have not seen the Saint Brothers in any sort of no DQ, no rule situations yet, but I know that those two will exploit that to the max.
It doesn't appear to be a mystery partner match like we saw at the last MPW show, where the one and only DBA, the most dangerous man in Michigan, did come out to team with the Saint Brothers. No, this seems much more up Max and Tanner's alley. I'm with you. I believe Max and Tanner walk away with the dub on this one.
Like, I gotta, I gotta give the Saint Brothers their kudos and their, pun intended, their kudos and their wonderful acclaim, but this is a lot more of a familiar territory for Maximilian and Tanner Nix because they have proven that they can be ruthless, and now the DBA is not on the Saint Brothers side, so I really don't think they have that much guidance in a match like this. But I also have to agree, Maximilian and Tanner Nix are taking away the Metro Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships.
It is there's immense amounts of cooperation between these teams now. We just have to make sure that Tanner and Max will stay on the same page with one another. That will be the key to this whole event. And if they do, I do believe that they walk out with gold.
100%.
Then next we have J-Rock Daddy and the Soul Taker. Now, Soul Taker at the last show had caused a stir with the PWL title, and I am not 100% familiar with J-Rock Daddy, but if NWCW is going to put him up against the Soul Taker, this has to be somebody that cannot be taken lightly.
I had the pleasure of seeing J Rock Daddy. I think more towards the beginning of the year. And he is a hard hitter. He is a very, very dominant competitor. But I feel like the backlash with the PWL title and Father Marquise and the congregation, I would not be shocked if they ended up throwing themselves in this match a little bit, because anything they can do to knock the Soul Taker off of his balance, this would be a great match to take advantage of that.
He says no souls matter, but the congregation says otherwise. They are full of heart and soul and a little bit of something else. But I agree with this. I spirit, whatever we'll want to call it. He's got his cards stacked against him, Soul Taker does. So that'll be quite the interesting match and a hard-hitting one at that. Next, a friend of the show and a friend of yours as well. This is the next inter-promotional match. We have the MPW Heritage Championship. It is Forever Young Zoe versus Trey Lamar.
Now, of course, Forever Young Zoe, this guy has held the Heritage Championship for a decent amount of time now, and I will say I am not very familiar with Trey Lamar, so I am not able to speak on his in-ring technique and the way he'll fare against Zoe, but Zoe usually has his way of getting through matches like this and coming out on top, whether it be a quick snatch of the title, he doesn't always tend to use those tactics of, cheating, but I wouldn't be shocked if he went back to those roots to overcome Trey Lamar.
It's going to be an interesting battle. There is one thing that can be said about Forever Young. He is a fighting champion, as every MPW show I can think in recent memory, he has defended that belt and defended it with great honor as well. So we'll get to be seen if the king of the vlog can get this done. But the crowd is in for one stellar show.
For sure.
In another match with two very well-known names in this area, one with nearly 20 years of experience, or has 20 years of experience, and the other one with just around a decade. It is Impact's own Jack Price taking on amazing Nate Matson.
Now, let me tell you something, Ethan. These two I have watched for roughly, I would say, a little bit over 6 to 7 years. I have watched Jack Price start when he was all the way back at the Ritz, and I've seen Nate Matson my whole life. So this is a very hard match to call, but Jack Price has been on a pretty good streak. I don't think I have seen him lost in recent memory, but Nate Matson does have that veteran overtake of Jack Price. So I think I am going to give this match to Nate Matson. I think he's going to pull out those veteran tactics. He's going to show Jack Price who the elder truly is.
I would say that, but I just don't think he can go 2 for 2 against Jax. The last show he did defeat the veteran Jack Mon, but in this one, he's facing someone, and nothing is harder than Diamond. I'm putting my money on the Black Diamond, Jack Price.
I mean, I can't disagree with you. I think this is a very split down the middle for at least in my opinion. But with Nate Matson, I just think he's going to have a little bit of an upper hand when it comes to the technicality and the ring smarts.
Now, this next match has involved someone that you and I are both familiar with, somebody that you and I both very much enjoy their company and whatnot. But however, we do not know their opponents yet. And this is an interesting match because NWCW actually has a dojo match where these two gentlemen will face each other. So the question is, can they stick around and can they work together to get the job done at this one? It's Daniel Wolf and Black Platinum, Marcus Porter.
Now, these two, assuming that they're going to team up, I would team them up to represent NWCW. If they are able to stay on the same page and communicate thoroughly and put their past behind them, I could see this being a win for the NWCW side of things at this show. Those two are two very great wrestlers, and with the way that Marcus Porter, he's not only is he a wrestler, but he's a showman. He can get in your head. He comes out with the flashy rings. He comes out with the amazing jacket. He's going to get in their head. While Daniel Wolf is going to be the striker. He's going to be the hard thinker in this match. You have somebody who can mess with your head and somebody who is smarter than you. I think these two are going to take the win only if they are able to stay on the same page, because I could see that easily being a problem for them.
Yeah, let's see if they can channel some of that Cobra Kai magic and bring home a dub. Next match, we have It is Studio 86, friends of the show as well, along with another friend of the show, and Alex Van Zant and Celeste Taylor. This is this is for the Tag Team Championship match, the NWCW Tag Team Championship match. However, Alex is a mainstay at both of these companies, so could the belts be represented more often at Metro Pro Wrestling?
Now, this I would not be shocked by in the case that Alex and Celeste take these championships, but I won't lie when I say Alex has not had a great track record of having unknown partners to him. He usually tends to realize that he thinks he's better than them and he'll back off and he'll leave them. So once again, it falls onto, can Alex and Celeste stay on the same page? But on the other hand, with Studio 86, these guys' chemistry are unmatched. If you've ever seen a Studio 86 match, you are 100% in for a treat. So I think this match definitely comes down to if Studio 86 are on their best game and if Alex Van Zant can keep his hot head to a cool nature.
I'm with you on that one. The other thing that Alex has to worry about is there's this looming capability of what is Corky Robinson eventually going to enact on Alex. Corky was absent from the last show due to some business responsibilities. However, Alex then did appear at the behest of Bubba. So we will see how that works. However, I am putting 4 fingers up for the 4 Loco Kings. I'm going with Studio 86.
Great choice.
The next match on our card is for the NWCW Heavyweight Championship, and it is Superman Onyx versus Chuck Cole.
Now, Superman Onyx, I will say this man is a beast in the squared circle. He, not only in his presence, in his nature, the way he seems simply unfazed by everything he does to men, but Chuck Colding is a ring veteran. I have seen this man through and through. I've had great conversations with this man, and I don't think he's going to let this title slip from his grasp this easily. Even though Superman Onyx may be bigger, I think he's going to come out with the win. Chuck Colding is my take.
I am going to have to just take a slight disagreement on this. The only reason being I feel like Chuck has rested on his laurels as of recent. His most recent title defense was against Thomas Bailey, who we both know, and he is a good competitor. However, he's young. He does not have the wisdom. So my question is on this. Can Chuck overcome facing younger, less experienced talent in the face of having somebody more experienced and a larger threat?
Now, I will say, it's on the topic of Chuck Colding, we have seen Chuck Colding have a little bit of run-in with Bubba and Corky. If you remember at a previous Metro Pro Wrestling show, Bubba had called Chuck Colding out, along with Glenn. And I wouldn't be shocked if Bubba pulls a few strings in this match to maybe give him a disadvantage of sorts.
This is going to be an interesting one to watch, as it is one of the premier events that's happening on this show. Now, there's two matches left on this card, plus card subject to change. We don't know what's going to happen. We're going to save the one that we think is the main event for last, but this is not to be shied away from. This could be considered the co-main event. And that is the wrong one.
We already covered that.
We already talked about that one. It's Adam fucking Wick versus KJ Reynolds. And KJ Reynolds versus the Great Tiger and the Great Akuma, who are representing NWCW in this case.
You know what, Ethan? I'm going to let you give your opinion first because I need to think on this for a second.
So here's the thing. Adam Wick takes on all comers. He faces any challenge that's in front of him. The man is draped in gold as it stands. He and KJ have quite the history, both together and against one another. They know each other inside and out. The chemistry is unmatched between these two members of the Death Threat Army. However, there is the wild card of what powers do the Great Akuma and the Great Tiger possess together. We don't know. This is a proverbial superhero smash up between these two. And maybe their general presence could be overwhelming to both Adam Wick and KJ Reynolds.
Now, I have to go with the idea of Adam Wick and KJ have been in DTA for a little while now together. But I can't help but think about times they have had multiple run-ins for that championship that Adam Wick holds. And at the end of the day, I would not be shocked if they butt heads during this match. Because I could see Akuma and the Great Tiger having amazing chemistry because those two, you don't know what to expect. I wouldn't be shocked if they're plotting and scheming backstage. You don't know what to expect when it comes to these two. But with Adam and KJ, I feel like they're going to go into this match assuming their chemistry will be fine. What if they butt heads? What if those previous matches where they were against each other start to seep in jealousy, anger, whatever it may be? I I want to say Wick and Reynolds, but that's my only big doubt of this match. You know, their styles are so similar, but it's up to them to keep it together and realize they have a common goal of defeating the Great Tiger and Great Akuma.
That is a good thing to bring up. Plus, back at April Assault, MPW's April Assault, KJ Reynolds and another Death Threat Army member, Tommy Vendetta, did have a little bit of a falling out when Tommy decided to kind of go rogue in that. But I began to think maybe it wasn't Tommy that was the one going rogue. Maybe KJ just didn't have what it took to win that match, and maybe that's going to happen again this time. My money in this is on Tiger.
That's a great choice. And once again, it's one of those matches that are just it's so back and forth. There's so many factors that play into both teams. What could happen at the show? I guess you just got to find out.
That is 100% the case. And finally, what we believe to be the main event of this for the PWL Television Championship, we have Jason Hotch and Father Marquise. Now, Summer. Jason Hotch is a bona fide superstar. We are blessed that this is a match that we get to watch now. In my personal opinion, Jason Hotch should be filling arenas, whether it's on any of the national programs. But we're lucky enough that right now we get to witness him here. And we get to witness a young, fast, rising star in Father Marquise with one of the best theme songs ever.
That is true. I can't deny that either. But Jason Hotch's is pretty good too, though. Just saying. But I think for this match, when it comes down to these two, strictly one-on-one, you have to remember the factor that plays of Father Marquise if he decides to bring out the congregation. Do I think Jason Hotch can overcome that? For sure. But usually the congregation is quite unpredictable in the way they try to slip Father Marquise the win. But in my opinion, I 100% see this going to Hotch. I could see Hotch simply getting through it and getting past it and just outsmarting Father Marquise. But at the end of the day, it really lies down to what does the congregation do to make sure Father Marquise secures the victory.
I'm with you on this. However, there's a looming issue at hand with Jason Hotch, and it's not Jason Hotch himself. I believe that he has the skill to take this match over. But where is Tommy Vendetta? As we saw at the most recent Metro Pro Wrestling event, Tommy Vendetta is not done with Jason Hotch. So he's got to be looking over his shoulder at all times. And Jason doesn't have a ton of friends here at MPW. Father Marquise does have the congregation. I think in this one, by the sheer numbers, I'm going to have to go with Father Marquise. He has defended that PWL television belt with life and limb.
And
with my choice. Sorry.
No, you're fine. With Jason Hotch, there's something I've realized when he steps into a Metro Pro Wrestling ring as of late. He has this new ruthless edge to him. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it wasn't the Jason Hotch that I had started watching when I returned to watching Michigan wrestling. He has this new edge that he will do absolutely anything to win. You saw it with Tommy twice. You saw that he will go to many lengths, and even if it means breaking bones and gashing faces, I don't know if Father Marquise can handle that Jason Hotch, if that is the Jason Hotch that he decides to bring to the table with this match, because I'm sure that he's also on edge because of the whole Tommy Vendetta scenario.
Mm-hmm. And Father Marquise, let's not count out, Father Marquise does have to look over his back after the Soul Taker incident from the last show as well. Both of these men have targets on their backs by different groups, different factions, different wrestlers. So it's going to be an interesting event. I do think that is going to main event the show, and I'm very excited to see it if that is the case.
100%. And, this two amazing Michigan promotions coming together to have this amazing show in Taylor, Michigan is going to, I think, honestly, it's going to open doors for more cross-promotional shows like this. And I think at the end of the day, you're having amazing wrestlers and amazing wrestlers clash at the end and have an amazing show over at Kudos Taproom in Taylor, Michigan.
It is. And remember, that is 7:30 bell time, Saturday, July 1st at Kudos Taproom in Taylor, Michigan. NWCW and Metro Pro Wrestling present Showdown. Please join us then. I believe tickets are $15 for adults. Kids 12 and under are $5. It's going to be a great time. These shows are family friendly, but they are always hard hitting. There's nothing missed when it comes to Metro Pro Wrestling. Summer, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm going to pop your banner up here, and then I'm going to give you the big stage so you can go ahead and plug your current wares, because I believe you have something very important coming up.
So, my name is Summer Rawson. If you don't know who I am one day going to be a wrestler. I was supposed to train over the summer, but I am a huge fan of wrestling, and I'm here to be practically an analyst with my good friend Ethan. But on the other side, I have an amazing documentary coming out soon. On July 14th and 16th, I have my premiere of my 23 One Last Time documentary coming out, because as much as I am a wrestling fan, I'm also about to be a film student, a film and theater student. So if you guys are willing to come check it out and come just see what's going on, it's also a canned food drive. You guys can find that information on any of my social medias. You can see the @ down there. Just message me. I'll give you all the information you need. But I think we need to go enjoy some wrestling on this Saturday, July 1st.
That is absolutely correct. I was trying to add something in here that I did not get done, and that is all right. I'm going to pop myself back over there. Thank you, Summer, once again for joining me and making sure that this got done tonight. We definitely want to make sure that we always give all of our local Michigan indie wrestlers their due. It's going to be a fantastic show. Come on out. It's a very cool building. And the really cool thing is, once you get in the door, I believe you can do any of the things that are there as well. I believe the price for admission is the price for that. They do have food there. They do have drinks. Kudos Tap Room, Taylor, Michigan. Summer, thank you once again. We appreciate it. And as always, for everybody here at On a Forklift, we love you, Judy.
See you later.